Good morning and welcome to the Friday morning show. It is Friday, October 25th, and check out my new vest. I was shopping yesterday and found this incredible faux fur vest that I have actually been seeking, calling in, manifesting, and kind of looking for since January of this year, and it's now October. So I took my time, I made sure it was the right one, but yesterday I knew this was the right one. I know you can't feel it, but it's like, envision the softest blanket or pillow you've ever touched. That's what it feels like right now. It's so good. So, here we are. Today we are talking about a really incredible concept that came from one of my clients I'm going to share with you that's all about what does it mean to embody your feminine strength, power, and beauty without taking it to the point of too much sexiness, too much boldness, being too much. Okay, so we're gonna play around with what is that balance between those two. But before we get started on that for today's show, comment in and share with me, where are you watching from? Let me know that you're here. It is so much fun to be able to have this show with you. So go ahead and comment in, tell me how you're feeling today and where you're watching from, while I do a little dance in my vest. While I'm waiting for some of your comments to roll in, if you didn't already know, well, I would be very surprised if you didn't already know. However, the Empowered Woman Conference is happening in 1 week. 1 week. That means that this day, next week, I am going to be at Sun Peaks preparing everything to welcome all of you in to come and join for the incredible full weekend experience of tapping into your inner feminine goddess so that you can learn the tools that you need to empower yourself from within so that your life externally becomes a direct reflection of what you desire, how you feel, and what you want in your life. It's going to be so much fun. So, if you're here watching and if you're going to be joining us at the Empowered Woman Conference, comment in and let me know. Give me a dancing girl emoji so that we can get a little excited because, of course, there's going to be lots of dancing. It's kind of my thing. And it's just so much fun to be together in community in that way. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can buy tickets up until the day. So we've got a few left. You go to deannadeacon.com/conference. All the details are there. Okay, let's see. We've got Taylor. Hi, Taylor, coming from Williams Lake, just off Graveyards, all showered and awake. Awesome. I'm so glad you're joining me this morning. And Roberta, you're good. In bed, you're good today. Awesome. It's a good day to be in bed. I have this gorgeous ring light that I use for these videos. If you've ever wondered how there always seems to be perfect lighting, that's why. But if you could see out the window, it is gray and stormy and rainy and intense out there. So Roberta, I hear you. It's kind of a nice day to be in bed. Taylor, yeah, Taylor's gonna be there. She's one of our VIPs, which is so exciting. Okay, those of you watching the replay, make sure you also comment in, share with me where you're watching from, and give me a dancing girl emoji if you're coming to the conference. Now, tapping into today's topic, this is kind of a bold one. So I asked, for the past 6 weeks, I've been running a program called the Empowered Woman Series. And this is an online program where each week, as a collective, we come together and we're learning a new concept, principle, or topic around what it means to be an empowered woman. What are these things that we need to master within ourselves to show up as an empowered woman? One of them is called femme fatale. And this is the concept that we, as these incredible, beautiful, feminine beings, have within us the ability to be deeply sensual, sexual, beautiful prowesses, so that we can bring that creative energy, that Shakti energy, that feminine draw and desire through our bodies and allow ourselves to have that as a part of our life. Because I've noticed over the years of coaching with women that there's a lot of women that are terrified of their sexuality, their sex appeal, of their bodies. It makes them really uncomfortable. If that's you, I want you just to take a breath and realize you're not alone. I think for so long in our patriarchal society that we've been in, which is shifting now, but that we've been in, women's bodies have just been so sexualized to the point where it feels like it's not even our own. Like our own sex appeal, our own beauty within our physical being sometimes feels like it's not our own. Like, for example, I've had so many times walking down the street wearing maybe like a really beautiful kind of short dress, especially when I was going out in my clubbing days, I'd be wearing short skirts, short dresses, go out in my high heels, and I'm walking down the street and I felt like my body wasn't my own at that point. That if I walked past a group of men, that I wasn't necessarily safe within my own body because they would allow my sex appeal to become theirs. Has anybody ever felt that before? Like, comment in below. I was just at a conference, that's why I'm doing this. Comment in below and let me know, have you ever felt that way before? Like, your body as a beautiful embodied woman at times doesn't feel like yours. That this beautiful sex appeal that you have doesn't feel like it's yours. I know that I've felt that so many times in the past, and it's also because my parents, who love me dearly and did this to support me and to keep me safe, always instilled in me that I need to protect myself around men. I need to protect myself by covering up, by not allowing who I am to be seen and visible to others because they may not be able to help themselves. Well, I say, fuck that. You can't help yourself because I am so gorgeous, this incredible goddess, you can't help yourself? No, that is not the energy that we need to be bringing into our society, right? That is not the energy we need to be instilling in little boys and little girls, teaching them to keep themselves separate because of the hormones that are going through our bodies. No. So, that's why I use this femme fatale principle as one of the 6 principles in the Empowered Woman series, because this is something that we need to start embodying within ourselves so that we can then teach that to the children coming up for our next generation. We need to embody this in ourselves so that when we are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, we still believe and trust that our bodies are magical, beautiful beings. That we don't shy away by putting on too much weight or covering up with all sorts of clothes that don't show any shape because we're afraid. Now, I'm never going to tell you how you need to be dressing. I'm not going to tell you you need to show cleavage. I'm not going to tell you need to wear tight things ever. Because if that doesn't make you feel good, I don't want you to do that. And personally, I don't necessarily do that. However, a lot of women have come up to me and told me, how are you so feminine? How are you so sexy? And I remember years ago thinking, am I? I didn't really think that I was. I was just being me. And that's the key component here, is that sexiness is not a look. Sexiness is not a look. It is an essence. It is an internal confidence so deep within your being that other people feel that energy when they're around you. I think about like 2 months ago, maybe, I was doing a training in the Empowered Woman Collective, which is the open Facebook group that I lead on Facebook. And in the Empowered Woman Collective, we were doing a conscious relationships training. And in one of these trainings, I asked my husband before I went on to the training call and said, honey, what do you think is, like, when is a woman, regardless of her size or her age, when is she her sexiest? Like, what is the sexiest for you to witness and observe in a woman? And for him, this is just his opinion, but for him, he said wearing tight clothing. And the reason for that is, I asked a few more questions. The reason for that is, if she's willing to wear something that shows off her shape, that shows and symbolizes to him that she's confident in her body. Now again, you do not have to wear tight clothing to showcase that you're confident. However, what I'm showing you is that it's the confidence that brings forward that sex appeal, not necessarily how you look, how much makeup you're wearing, what clothes you're putting on, whether or not you're wearing high heels. That kind of has nothing to do with it. It's about what allows you to feel so deeply embodied in your feminine. Okay? Okay, so Taylor, just feeling watched and then like the expansiveness being shut down because of somebody else's reaction to our outer appearance. Okay, yeah, definitely. So that's speaking to what I was saying before about how like our sex appeal sometimes can feel like it's someone else's, and we're going to claim that back. We're going to bring it back in. Okay, so now coming to this concept or this question of, now that we kind of have a better understanding of what is this embodiment of our feminine and of this sexiness, what about when it feels like it's too much, right? I think as women, we can all agree that at some point we have felt like we are too much of something. Too bold, too loud, too quiet, too soft, too fat, too skinny, too aggressive, too like laid back and relaxed and a pushover. Like there's all of these ways that we have felt like we are inadequate because we are too much of something. So I can understand where this comes from. I'm sure, like, take a moment and think, is there someone in your life that has had some really intense, crazy sex appeal that makes you deeply uncomfortable, and to you have classified them as too much? Have you had that experience before? Can you think of someone that you've been uncomfortable around because they are so deeply entrenched in their sexual beingness? If you have, comment below and let me know. I know I have. I've been around plenty of women who can just like, whatever it is that's going on in their life, they can just rock it and they look so incredible. And I just kind of want to like soak up their energy. And at the same time, I'm terrified because they're so strong. They're so confident. They've got it. And that at times I have classified within myself as being too much because it scares me, which means that they're not being too much. The experience I'm having with them is too much for me. So them, what they're wearing, what they're doing, whatever, that's not too much. It's my interpretation of them that is being too much. So it has nothing to do with them. It's all about me, right? Everyone is a mirror for each other so that we can learn aspects of ourselves. Taylor says, yep, and it's a trigger and then also inspiration. Yes, totally. I felt that way too, where it's like you're, like I was saying, like deeply triggered, but also like, how can I get some of that? I'm like what are you doing? Can I have some? And so it's kind of this push and pull. And that comes into this concept of, this is a whole different piece, but I'm just going to bring it forward. What we admire in somebody else, the only reason we admire that, the only reason we can notice that about them or feel that about them is because there's a component of that within ourselves and we are seeking to expand that or embody into that. So when you feel that admiration for someone, when there's something about them or their life or their, a relationship, whatever, and you admire aspects of it, that's just your soul calling that part forward. That's all. That's just you stepping a little bit deeper into what it is that you desire for yourself. But that's kind of a side piece. Roberta says that she has, for sure, had that experience where you're kind of triggered by someone's sex appeal. Okay. Now, those of you watching the replay, I want you commenting in as well. Okay. I'm just going to gather my thoughts and ground in here for a second. The first thing that I want you to consider for yourself, if you are in a place where maybe you're wondering if you're being too bold. And actually this question in the Empowered Woman series came up because of the conference coming up, because I don't know about you, but for me, when I go to conferences, I love to use that as an excuse to like rock all of my favorite outfits. And I spend time putting together what I want to wear because I love clothes. I love expressing myself through what I wear. If you haven't seen that Friday morning episode, go to deannadeacon.com/free resources and go ahead and check out that episode where I talked all about just recreating your closet so that it feels like a true expression of who you are. So because of that, it's super fun to wear some of our favorite things and maybe things that we don't have opportunities to get dressed up for at other points in our life. But that being said, maybe you've got a dress that rocks some massive cleavage. Maybe you want to wear a really tight fitted outfit and it makes you uncomfortable. Maybe even just putting on a pair of heels and lipstick feels like it's too much. Okay? Now if that's the case, if that's where you are, if you can relate to this, I want you to ask yourself, where is that sense of too much coming from? Like what part of you feels like that's not okay? What part of you feels like you are now putting other people out because of it? Because the reason that you're worried about this is you're worried about other people's judgment. You're worried about what they're going to think of you. You're worried that you're going to make other people uncomfortable. These are usually why we have these types of worries. So why? Where is that coming from within you? What part of you believes that if you show up in this way, what do you think is going to happen for the other people? Are they going to judge you? Are they going to be uncomfortable around you? Are you not going to get attention, or are you going to get too much attention? Get clear on what is the root behind why you feel a bit uncomfortable about this boldness within embodying your sexuality and your sensuality. And once you start getting a bit more clear about what it is that you're maybe fearful of or what it is that you think is going to happen, ask yourself again, why does this matter? So, for example, okay, great, Taylor, thank you. So I won't be taken seriously. Okay, thanks. I was going to use a different example, but that's perfect. We can go with yours. So I won't be taken seriously. So the fear is I won't be taken seriously if I dress in this way, or if I show up in this way, or if I embody my sensuality in this way. Okay, I won't be taken seriously. So there has likely been an experience in the past where either you or someone that I just lost an earring. Either you or someone that you know has not been taken seriously because of the way that she was dressed, or because of the way that, because the way she showed up in her boldness and her sexiness. So there's probably some time in the past that this has occurred so that you have taught yourself this is how it is. Or sometimes it's even just shows that we see on TV when we're young and we imprint this belief into our minds. What we're going to do right now is let that go. Okay, so we're going to take, whatever it is that you're working through, and if you want to comment them in, go ahead, and then I can help move you through this afterwards as well. But whatever it is that you feel like, if I do this, if I show up in this way, then this will happen. I want you to take the then this will happen and just feel that in your body. See what it feels like in your body for this example to not be taken seriously, or whatever it is that you're moving through. What does it feel like in your body? Where do you notice that discomfort or that restriction? Just allow yourself to breathe nice and deep. We're just coming into the observer here, observing how our body feels. One more breath here. And then we're going to shake it out. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, Roberta, I know you're in bed, but I want you to shake it out. Even if that's just shake your shoulders, shake your neck, shake your head, shake your body, bounce it out, jump it out. Whatever you need to do, shake it out. That's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Let it go. 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 Excuse me. As soon as you let your body shift and release some of that energy, when you let that energy move through your body, it helps you to let go and release of that belief. Release that belief, because that belief is not true. It is just simply something that you have taught yourself is true, but it's not. It's simply something that you believe will occur, but it's not. If someone doesn't take you seriously, it's because of the way that you are showing up within yourself. It's because you're not taking yourself seriously, right? If someone treats you a specific way, it's because you're showing up in a place where you feel insecure, where you feel unsure of yourself, and that's why that's occurring. So the work here is not out there, it's in here. Yeah? Roberta, I always feel like you're being judged. Yeah, so Roberta, go through that same process and feel in your body, where can you notice that emotion of being judged? Where do you feel that essence of oh, this doesn't feel good, I don't like this? Where do you feel that? And then shake it out, move it out, let it go. And literally say it out loud. This is not true, this is not true, this is not true. And shake out that energy. Yeah? And then from there, now that you've started to just start to release and let it go, you get to bring in your new belief. So for example, I won't be taken seriously. I'm afraid that I will be judged. Okay? So if those are the two beliefs that you've just let go of, what do you want to fill them with? If you have this beautiful open slate where you get to write anything down, what do you want to fill it with? So instead of I won't be taken seriously, perhaps it's when I'm embodied in my feminine sensuality, I am a warrior of power. That one's fun. Or maybe it's simply, I feel completely confident in who I am regardless of what I'm wearing, or if it's clothing, or if it's makeup, or if it's whatever, regardless of what I'm wearing. For the judgment. So a belief that you could bring in would be something like, the only judgment I ever feel is judgment I place on myself. Because the fact is, judgment is actually a really key one, Roberta, that so many of us struggle with, on every level possible. But judgment is really an internal mental capacity. Unless someone comes up to your face and says, I'm judging you, how do you know if they're judging you or not? Even if they say something and in their tone you think that's judgmental, maybe you don't know them very well. Maybe something just happened that triggered them, so they're in a different energetic state, and that's why that voice came forward. Maybe they say something, they send you a text or a message on Facebook, and you take it to mean something because you feel insecure, but the truth is they were complimenting you. Judgment is literally just our perception. And when you start to realize that and have experiences of it, you can realize that people aren't judging you. If anything, if they look at you and they feel intimidated by you, they're judging themselves. They are feeling like, why can't I have that? Why can't I be that? Why am I this way? Because that's also what we do. There is so much dialogue happening in here. It's exhausting. which is why meditation is very important for us to be practicing every day. But so does that make sense? Starting to understand what is the fear? What are you afraid of is going to happen as you start to embody into this sensual being? Really allow that fear to come into your body and see where you notice it and where you feel it. So we're starting to just kind of like localize that energy in your body. Take a few breaths into that, then release it, shake it, move it, dance it out, whatever it is, to just let it go, vocalizing out loud, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true. And then welcoming in a new belief or a new mantra, a new affirmation of what you want to be true. Because the fact is, we're co-creating our life in every moment with the universe. We are literally creating our life by the thoughts that we think, by the energy in our body, by the way that we respond to situations. So you do have the power to change this. Sometimes it takes months and months and months to do it. Sometimes it happens like that. I can't tell you how long it's going to take, but I can tell you that if you commit to this, you will see and feel changes in your life, and it will be incredible. Yeah. Just to bring up another fear that I just remembered, one of my clients has struggled with this, and I feel like it's important to vocalize this in case someone here is feeling it too. This woman specifically, she struggles with, the more sexual she is, the more sensual and like beautiful she feels in her body. She fears that she's going to get more attention from men, and it's not the attention from men that she doesn't want. It's that she doesn't fully trust herself to say no. She doesn't fully trust herself to be in that state where she can hold her power in that moment. Does that make sense? And so in that situation, it's not about avoiding being a sexual, sensual being. It's not about avoiding her feminine embodiment. It's about building up that internal confidence so strong that no matter who she's around, no matter what attention she's getting, she can trust herself. That's what the entire concept of internal confidence is all about. That is the core root of what I teach: internal confidence, divine empowerment. It's from this place of deeply trusting in yourself that you can handle any situation, and trust and believe that you will make the right decision for you. Trust and believe that you will speak up in ways that you need to, stand up in ways that you need to, reel it back in moments that you need to. So in that aspect, if that's something that you've been struggling with or working through, let me know, because internal confidence is exactly where you need to be spending your time, diving deeper into who you are in order for you to really just start embodying this beautiful feminine body that you have. We are incredible creatures, as are men, but this is all about the ladies today. We are incredible human beings, every single one of us, and our bodies are magnificent. Magnificent. Here's a fun little example for you. Everybody knows how much I love my dog, Dixie. She's just over there on the couch. And, whoo! This is a fun hair day. So with Dixie, sometimes I just let myself sit there and gaze at her. And I just allow my eyes, my vision to go a little bit soft. And I just witness her beauty. And I witness these, she has these beautiful white hairs right here. Or white fur, I guess. Right fur right here on her chin. And her whiskers are not super long, but not super short. And I just kind of witness all of the beauty that I see within her. And she's got these jowls, these lips that hang down here. And I realize that as I'm observing her, I'm not judging her at all. I'm just witnessing her, and I'm feeling and witnessing and seeing and believing that every aspect of her is pure beauty. And it got me thinking, if I'm able to pour that amount of love and admiration into her, why am I not doing that for myself? Why, when I look in the mirror, am I seeing new wrinkles coming up? Why, when I look in the mirror, am I wondering, am I actually going to get back to the gym because I feel like things are getting a bit softer? Why am I looking at myself as though I'm not good enough, as though I'm not beautiful enough, as though I'm not perfect enough? Because the fact is, these jowls that Dixie has in doggy world, that's probably not a piece of beauty, right? In doggy world, that's probably something you want to get rid of. But to me, when she's embodied in her essence, which is just pure love, she's just here for love. That's all that it is. It's beauty. Because it is love. And so that's something that I've started doing, is spending time sitting in front of the mirror, witnessing my body, my physical being, and just feeling so much love for it. Pouring that love into myself. And it feels good. So I encourage you to try it too. I would love to know your thoughts, love to know your questions. Go ahead, comment them in, share this video if it meant something to you, if you got something away from this. Can't wait to see you all in your sexual goddess beings. Mwah, mwah. Happy Friday, ladies.